We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. There's been a dramatic rise in the number of cars stolen in Baltimore City. Coming up, we're going to go live to the city's impound lot where leaders are expected to address the rise in an 11 o'clock news conference starting any minute. The city also seeing a rise in juvenile crime. We're going to take a closer look at the numbers and the new calls for accountability. And opening statements are set to begin in former Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby's federal trial. The specific charges she is facing and why this isn't the only trial she'll have. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. In a city in crisis, Baltimore is seeing a major uptick in car thefts. The city has seen nearly 9,500 car thefts so far this year. And right now, we're waiting for city leaders to address that issue. This is a live look at the city's impound lot, and that is where the mayor, the police commissioner, and the Department of Transportation are all set to address the concerning trend. You see the photographers there getting set up for the event, getting the podium set up, waiting for all of the parties who are going to be speaking to take their place. But Fox 45 News spoke with a resident who has had her car stolen more than once.
I just got the car out of the pound on Thursday, but the fact that they got me 2 times, that was just really horrible. You taking stuff out from people that's really working hard. I didn't steal to get this vehicle. I worked hard to get it.
Well, that resident telling Fox 45 News that she had gotten her car back on a Thursday and it was stolen again on a Sunday. Video she shared of her car after it was stolen the first time shows the interior an absolute mess, the front tire blown out and footprints on the hood of the car. Data from police shows that the city has seen nearly 9,500 car thefts this year, but police say only about 3% are ending in arrest. In the eyes of the law, auto theft is considered a property crime, but the damage done is impacting a lot of people. And Jason Johnson, a law enforcement expert, says we're seeing more and more threats to public safety.
There's this old saying, drive it like it's stolen. And that saying's there for a reason. It means when you've stolen a car, you don't care about the car. And unfortunately, too often, particularly with younger offenders, they don't especially care about anyone else that might be in their way.
All right, again, we want to go back to the breaking news, the major spike in car thefts in Baltimore City. Let's listen into the news conference just starting.
Monty, working with our neighborhoods and partners and communities across the city, Baltimore has seen significant reductions in violent crime, including a 20% reduction in homicides and a 10% reduction in non-fatal shootings year to date. That is something that we should note and note consistently, because while we are nowhere where we want to be with violence in Baltimore, this is a significant step in the right direction, especially again when we see cities like DC and others have their violent crime going the other way. A 20% reduction in homicides in Baltimore is not something that we should not talk about, but also make sure that our residents and visitors and everyone that consistently talks about Baltimore when homicides and shootings are up in Baltimore understand that they are down and down significantly. That decrease includes a 23% decrease in carjacking incidents from last year to this year. We've done this by bringing the entire community into our work, being collaborative, and changing an attitude that lets politics get in the way of doing the right thing. But there is one major statistic trending in the wrong direction. As of last week, we were experiencing a 227% increase in auto thefts. But I want to be very clear about what's happening here. This increase in our city, and we're grappling with this as a part of a nationwide increase in car thefts, driven largely by the theft of certain Kia and Hyundai models and the proliferation of online videos demonstrating how to steal these vehicles with simply a USB. In fact, Kia and Hyundai models make up over 68% of the vehicles stolen in Baltimore City. This is an issue that our counterparts in Baltimore County, Howard County, and jurisdictions across the country, like Washington, D.C. and others, are also contending with. Since we began experiencing this trend in late 2022, I've tasked members of my administration with developing and carrying out a multi-pronged strategy designed to mobilize every tool in our toolbox to tackle this issue, and they've been doing that work diligently. Today, we are updating and expanding that already existing strategy. Our work really falls into 4 main buckets. 1, prevention. 2, deterrence. 3, enforcement. And 4, continued legal action against negligent manufacturers. And each of these buckets focus on increased cross-government and cross-jurisdictional collaboration so that we are addressing rising auto thefts from every possible angle. We must tackle this issue in line with national best practices and insight from other cities that have been grappling with this broader trend. Our city has been impacted by this issue, and as a part of our comprehensive strategy, coordination with our elected partners at the local, state level is crucial, and we will continue to do that. We will also continue our close coordination with law enforcement partners, community-based organizations, and residents to address auto theft issues. This includes utilizing proven strategies and decade-old partnerships like the Regional Auto Theft Task Force, commonly known as RAT, that we have with our friends at the Baltimore County Police Department. But it also includes ongoing conversations between MONSE, the Mayor's Office of Children, Family and Success, and DJS to develop targeted solutions to tackle the increase in juvenile auto thefts. Auto theft committed by juveniles is up 166% this calendar year as of the 1st of November. And as a part of our broader discussions around youth-involved violence and property crime, we understand that to be so. We have been arresting and re-arresting the same individuals who have repeatedly engaged in this behavior. To date, we've arrested over 692 individuals in connection to stolen autos, including more than 250 young people. And when you think about the number of thefts that we are seeing, it is abundantly clear that the same individuals and groups of individuals are driving these crimes. There's 30 young people alone that have been arrested multiple times for carjackings and stolen autos. We know that there is something deeper going on when we see these types of spikes, and we're committed to continuing to address the root cause of these issues, ensuring that young people have the opportunities that they need, the support that they need at home that encourage them to choose to do the right thing, and yes, consequences that understand their specific needs when they do, in fact, do the wrong thing. But we cannot continue to have this conversation of arresting the same young people over and over and over again. I'm tired of it. The police commissioner tired of it. The women and men on the street are tired of it. Our residents are tired of talking to us about the same people over and over and over again. And as the country grapples with this spike in auto thefts, these strategies are meant to tackle the immediate issue, make it harder for those committing these crimes, make the clearer consequences that are awaiting them, and try to address as many hardships the victims of these crimes experience. The updates we're outlining today are a part of our continuous efforts to look for ways that we can expand, adapt, and learn from our counterparts about what is working. Since the moment we began seeing the spike, we've been making those adjustments and will continue to do so to ensure that we're doing everything in our power to tackle this issue. But we know that we can only address the real cause of these crimes with the buy-in of every single resident across our great city, and we will continue the work to build just that. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Worley to talk about the ongoing work that BPD is doing, the specific trends that we're seeing, and dive deeper into what our targeted enforcement strategy will look like. Mr. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning. Basically, I'm here today to talk about some of the initiatives we're going to be running to combat not only just stolen autos, but carjackings, as well as we still have the homicide and shooting numbers that the mayor mentioned that are still there. Like he had mentioned, over 9,000 stolen autos. We're going to really push for people to come out and get the wheel locks. Over 68% of those stolen autos are Hyundais and Kias. Like the mayor said, we've given over 3,000 wheel locks out. In August, we did an initiative where we gave out over 250. We have 2 coming up on November the 11th from 11 to 2 at Northwood Elementary School, and another one November 15th, 4 to 7 at Hollinswood Shopping Center. We'll distribute 500 wheel locks on a first-come, first-served basis, and then we will have over 1,000 wheel locks available in the 9 police districts for you to pick up. In order to receive a lock, the drivers must present a valid ID, be a city resident, and own a Hyundai or Kia. In addition to handing out wheel locks, we're going to be working with the manufacturers to host 2 initiatives in early 2024 to be able to put anti-theft devices on the vehicle to stop it from being stolen. As the mayor had mentioned, over 600 stolen auto arrests this year, over 200 with juveniles. 77 of them have been robbery and carjacking arrests. Just this last week, we arrested 21 juveniles, served a warrant or detained 17 separate for robbery and carjacking arrests. Over the weekend, we made 14 handgun arrests. A couple of those were juveniles. In addition to using our Baltimore Crime Community Information Center to track things with cameras, our Central District made a significant arrest of individuals who had stolen a carjacked vehicle, tracked the vehicle, and were able to arrest 2 suspects as they fled from the vehicle, both of which had handguns. Some of our initiatives over the weekend that we've done, it's basically a car stop initiative, because usually what happens is the vehicles, once the vehicle knows that we're behind, if we try to initiate a car stop, they will take off. We have a no pursuit policy, so we are not going to pursue it unless it's a heinous crime. But the increased proactivity means that we see more people out there, see more officers on the street. We also want to make sure that when we do make an arrest, if it's an adult, we do a proper initiative where we interview them. But the biggest issue that we have is once the vehicle's out there, we need to hear from the citizens. So report your vehicle as soon as possible. There are several things that we need from you. Please, as the season starts and starts to get warmer, please don't let your vehicle running in order to let it warm up, because they'll basically steal the vehicle. Also, make sure your vehicle's locked. Get a wheel lock. Make sure that you park in lighted areas if you can. Check on your vehicle occasionally. If you have an alarm, make sure it's set. But just be very diligent about when you approach your community, especially with these carjackings, because what happens is if you pull into your community, I did this a lot when I was in the Northeast, basically give pointers. If you're pulling into your community and you see something on your street that just doesn't seem right, it probably is not. If you see some individuals standing around, milling around in your neighborhood, and they don't look like you've seen them in your neighborhood, or you think they're something, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and it doesn't feel right, keep driving, call 911, report the incident to the police. Let us come and investigate it. If you see individuals in a vehicle, sitting in a vehicle, try to report them if you believe they're up to something that's not good. That they could be casing out an area for a stolen car. If you see people trying up door handles, call 911. All these things are what we need from everyone. We've got an all-hands approach where we're working with DJS every single day to keep the individuals in jail once we make the arrest. Our Regional Auto Theft Task Force, our FBI, every federal, state, and local agency is working to help us. But basically, the main thing is don't sit in your cars. Be as diligent as you can with your surroundings. Report anything that doesn't seem right. Just let us know. Let us come and investigate it. We do have areas where we know vehicles have been stolen. Some of the initiatives that for example, we know that there's a location in one of our districts that has a lot of individuals who have stolen autos before, and we've tracked those vehicles back to those areas. We set on the vehicles, and we made a handgun arrest in a stolen auto for a young person who came out of the house, got in the stolen vehicle and took off. So we know where they are. We're not going to publish it, but we are going to have our officers check it. We're using our license plate readers, we're using our cameras, and our biggest tool is our Foxtrot, because what happens is a lot of these stolen cars carjackings have occurred overnight, so we've changed our hours of our carjacking initiative, changed the hours of Foxtrot, so that we are out at the most diligent and most opportune times to catch the individuals who commit these crimes. So the biggest thing is if you see something that doesn't look right, call 911, let us investigate, and then just do as much as you can to prevent your vehicle from being stolen or carjacked.
Thank you, everybody, and now we will take questions.
Up to the mic
There we go.
so that your colleagues can capture sound of the questions.
Good morning. I know you're fully aware of the statistics. We're likely going to pass 10,000 auto thefts this year. We saw this really explode in June, July, over the summer. It's now November. I'm curious to know why now these initiatives are being announced and implemented and not 4 or 5 months ago.
So I guess you missed that when we said we started with this work in 2022, right? So this has been happening since there was a viral TikTok video that went last year, and we've been working on this issue since then. We're going to continue that. This is an update to an already existing strategy. So your question is just frankly wrong.
So then a question about the digital tracking devices that you're planning to bring. Can you tell us more about how many of those, how that will work, and can the city afford this?
So we will, yes, the city can afford it, and we'll be giving those details out after we go through the proper procurement channels.
Okay, I have a question for Commissioner Worley. So speaking to auto theft victims, a big concern that they share with us is that police reports are taken over the phone. And I know that this is part of the department's smart policing strategy, but victims feel they even describe it as being further victimized to not even interact with an officer face to face, and then they feel like the issue is not pursued from that point forward. So what can be done to...
The last part, the cars were too loud. We couldn't hear you for like 10 seconds. Can you say that last part again?
So I don't know exactly where I cut off, but I've talked to so many of these auto theft victims, and they are very frustrated that they do not get to speak to an officer face to face after what's a very traumatic event for them. This is their livelihood, to get to the grocery store, to get to work, to get their kids to school, and then they come down to the impound lot. And I know you talked about streamlining processes, but what can be done to help victims of these very real crimes feel like the department is there to support them and find somebody and hold them accountable for what has happened?
Well, I'll take that question first. So I'll just say this is what we have to have happen is the total understanding, and we need all of our partners in the media to help to get that information out there too. Yes, there is a change with the police department doing reports over the phone or on the internet for auto theft. Quite frankly, that's to have the officers being able to bring closure to those residents, so that instead of being where we know the car isn't, the commissioner and his folks are actually having them go out to look for those cars and challenging those and finding those people, using LPRs and other things to do that. BPD also does have victim services and things like that that the commissioner can talk about. But the best way to support these residents is to actually go out, recover their property, and arrest the people that are actually committing the auto thefts. And we're going to do that by actually being out on the street doing that work, getting away from the ways of the past where we were sending police officers lights and sirens to people's homes for a car theft, and the car is literally driving the other way. We need the officers out there doing what they have been doing time and time again and making these arrests, and we're going to hope to work with all of our partners to make sure that we're not arresting the same people over and over again.
So one more question. So speaking to the changing the processes here at the impound lot, can you provide some more specifics along that? Because we've been out here before. We've seen a long line of people waiting to recover their cars. I'm told anecdotally that many of them in line are here because of auto theft, and they describe hours long of a process. And I know you say no fees, but I've also spoken to people who've had to pay speeding tickets that they say their thieves have incurred while their car is stolen.
Yeah, there's a process for that as well, to get those things taken off. But I'll just say, as you know, I don't deal with anecdotes. We know that people have to come here for many reasons that their car could be impounded, right? And what we're talking about now is, again, one, getting rid of those fees for auto thefts, putting different payments back. During COVID, when COVID arose, there was the removal of the ATMs and those kind of cash payments and only taking electronic payments. We're going to be moving back to have that. That will help folks. We know many of our residents may not have access to the electronic payments and things like that, to make sure that everybody that comes here, whether they're coming here because they parked in a handicap and got their car towed out to the Pulaski, they had parking tickets and got their car towed, or whether it was stolen, that we want to make sure that they're getting the best experience possible.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. We know that in the past couple of days, there was an issue in Butchers Hill that happened where a woman was assaulted. The two juveniles, one was 12, the other 14, I believe, were arrested. Turned into a big issue because they were released just a few hours later to their parents. We know that letters were sent by state officials and state lawmakers, and BPD also responded to that. What do you do, what conversations are taking place with DJS to make sure that, like you said, you don't want to keep rearresting the same people, particularly juveniles, to make sure that they do have the consequences to not go back out and reoffend?
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for the question. And I'll just start here, and this is not directed at any members of the media, but for 8 years, folks like myself, even the commissioner before he was the commissioner, have been talking about issues that we have to change with our public safety relationships and agencies at the state. But for a long time, there was no public conversation about that, right? Now we have a new governor that actually wants to work and help the bill with that. I've spoken with this DJS secretary more than I've spoken with the previous one in 8 years of them being there. But what we have to do is make sure that we're building a system that works, right? We have to make sure that when BPD, and I want to be very clear, that they did everything that they were supposed to do. When they make these arrests, when they follow the instructions, when it's the same people over and over again, that there has to be something else. And we're having conversations consistently with DJS, with our state partners. I want everyone to know that this is not some kind of intergovernmental fighting right now. Everyone is working hard together each and every day to address these issues, especially as we lead up into the legislative session and any changes that need to be made there, and having conversations with everyone from the Senate president on up to the governor about how to build a system of juvenile justice that, quite frankly, that one that works. And there are no examples, to my knowledge, that actually work in this country. Maryland would have to be the first to build one that actually understands young people's brain, right? And the fact that a 12-year-old is not a 40-year-old, but also understands putting in accountability for residents who've been victimized and making sure that we're providing all the services necessary to support those young people and their families as well.
Are there any specifics at this point on what ideas have been thrown into the
Well,
pot?
I'll give you a couple that we've given out before, right? And this one isn't even just about juveniles, but anybody that's on GPS monitoring, juvenile or other, right? It should be 24/7, 365. And if they are not where they're supposed to be, right, there should be an immediate
Tommy,
notification to
Kopak.
whatever jurisdiction.
Oh, I get next to the lady.
So that we can effectuate, if in the case of a young person.
We are going to continue streaming the mayor's remarks on our website, foxbaltimore.com. And of course, we'll have much more on Fox 45 News at 4.
You said what?
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Lady T, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A in Fox, Baltimore. All right, so I got Mike live from Z 104.3.
What's
I'm
up?
with comedian Tommy Taylor Jr.
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
And your favorite, wait a minute, and your favorite Ravens DJ Kopech is in the building, y'all. Good morning. It's a lot of testosterone on this stage, y'all.
A lot.
Let me tell you right now. All right, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, a little way too soon, okay? It's way too soon for America's new survey says that 83% of people are sick and tired of the early countdown to Christmas. The phenomenon called Christmas fatigue stems from all the Christmas ads, music, decorations, and big sales leading up to Christmas. Christmas is actually 7 weeks away. First of all, it's a little too soon to be talking about Christmas. Can we get through Thanksgiving? We haven't even discussed the Thanksgiving menu yet, okay? It's a little too soon for all this. Are y'all ready for Christmas? It's 7 weeks away. Mike, are you ready for Christmas?
Well, I got Hanukkah, but, you know, my thing, all I'm doing is pulling out, you know, just candles and a menorah. That's it. So, I don't know. I may wait till the last minute. I may wait till actual first night of Hanukkah. I don't know.
He's like, I don't know.
You know I'm lazy.
We're playing it by ear. Either way, it's coming close. Okay, Tommy, are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas is the best holiday there is. I think we should actually start it earlier.
Whoa,
I feel like we should start around June, halfway through the year.
Okay.
Have a 50% off sale. Then on Juneteenth, all black people get 50% off of cotton products.
That's what you want to do?
It's a win-win. It's a win-win situation.
That is not a win-win situation. Twice a year with gifts? Get out of here. We don't have Tommy Taylor Jr. money. DJ Kopech has that kind of money, though. DJ Kopech.
I knew why I sat next to Tommy. I'm bringing it. Bring it over.
He said he smells like money. Here we go. But are you ready for Christmas?
I'm ready.
You ready?
That's closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, see?
And, you know, we party at our house for Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you turn up. That's a real turn up. Yeah. I try to turn up for both Thanksgiving and Christmas, so it's half and half for both.
Yeah, I'm from DC, so we don't celebrate playoffs.
You don't celebrate?
No, you don't, do you?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, poor Commanders.
In the 80s they did, right?
That was a while ago.
In the 80s you did, but you actually were winning. I'm sorry. Okay, well, moving forward from the Commanders.
Sorry, Commanders.
Right, sorry,
Commanders, we love you.
Yeah, well, we kind of do. All right, if you've ever taken your phone into the bathroom and scrolled through social media while on the loo, you need to stop. Experts say there are 2 big reasons. First, you're exposing your phone to unnecessary bacteria, and 2, apparently sitting on the toilet for longer than you actually need to can cause hemorrhoids. Oh, that explains. Okay, that's weird. What? I was like, wait a minute.
Wait, what?
Is that really what happens? I didn't even know. I don't have them, but I can see why some people sit the way they do. It's daytime TV. I can see why some people sit the way they do. They got some stuff going on underneath them. But no, I didn't know that was a bad thing. I get so much work done on my phone in the bathroom.
Right?
That's the best office space.
This is bad, but yesterday I went to the bathroom and I panicked because I forgot my phone. I'm like, what am I going to do in here? I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah. Did you pull up everything and then go get it and come back?
No, I didn't do that. But I thought about it. I'm no joke. I thought about it. It was actual thought.
I know you did.
But I always clean my phone though, for real. I got the Lysol wipes. I don't mess around. Yeah.
Okay, so you sanitize as much as possible.
Exactly.
Are you using it in the bathroom? I'm so scared to ask. Do you do the same thing, Tommy?
When I saw this, like, I wish I had known this information before.
Right.
No, but you know how many relationships I could have saved to have known? Like, baby, you know you cannot look through my phone. It's contagious.
It's contagious. There's dirty things on there and in there.
It's scientific. I'm doing it for your health. It's for your health.
It's for your health. Okay.
Knowledge is power.
Cheaters exposed over here. DJ Kopech, can you bring us back home, please?
My best work's done in that room, so
thank you.
You gotta have the phone.
Exactly.
The computer if you need it.
You bring the whole laptop in there?
Yeah.
You know what? DJ Kopech might be on to something, y'all.
Okay, mix it in there. He's mixing in the toilet. It's fine.
Right. Okay, now we want you guys to tell it. Have you ever used your phone in the bathroom? Vote now on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on that lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. All right, girls, go get your nails done. It's practically doctor's orders. A new study finds that manicures can boost our mental health. And it's not just because we like the way our nails look. Apparently, it's the chatting with the nail tech that can lead to increased positive emotions and relaxation. I feel like this is the same thing for guys with your barbers, I'm assuming, right? Because y'all like when the ladies get their nails done, right? But you guys talk to your barber like they're your therapist. You don't talk to the women, but you talk to your barber. Right. Is that what y'all do? That's what I hear. That's what I heard.
I just ask for advice because, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing out there in life, period.
But your barber does. Your barber knows all.
Exactly. You got to talk about your nails because they're going way too big.
Whoa, those nice.
I stay with
That's
the
way
blend.
too Steelers
Yes,
looking.
you don't like that? Oh, you know what? I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking all gold everything.
We're gonna get you some.
I was thinking Ravens getting gold.
He's on brand.
He's on brand.
Good comeback. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know, I said we're
I
going
like
gold
that.
for the Ravens all day. Well, all right, that's a lot of men. This is my dream, to always be surrounded by men. So thank you guys for joining me today.
Love it.
All right, as the season changes, the leaves are falling, and that could spell some trouble for your gutters. Coming up, how to keep the gutters gutting, clear of debris. But first, it's the new easy-to-use skincare routine that's sure to deliver results. Coming up, how you can get clear skin once and for all, you guys. Stay tuned.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
All right, a good skincare routine can leave a person feeling refreshed and full of self-esteem. Julie Moran is here to share a deal on one of the most popular items ever offered on America's Steals and Deals. Here's Julie to share why it is loved by men and women.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
Ladies, let's all admit it. What do we want? Beautiful, radiant skin. But sometimes going to the dermatologist or a facialist can be very expensive. I've got something for you. 5 minutes a day to great skin. It's called Solar Wave. You just flip it on and it's amazing. This red light therapy, that's all the rage right now. And this is what I do. I come home after a stressful day and I just sit and watch TV. I actually want to do it for more than 5 minutes. Now, skin treatments, they can be painful too. This is not. This just saves you money because you're getting this inexpensive red light therapy at home, and it's clinically proven. There are 4 non-invasive, I love it around the eyes too, skin boosting technologies. Microcurrent, you see that, light therapy, facial massage, and therapeutic warmth. It feels so good. It smooths fine lines, decreases, which we all have, puffiness right here, and blemishes. It takes care of those too. So I want you to know that 97% of people that reported their skin looked healthier and more hydrated after using Solar Wave for 14 days. And you're gonna have to jump on this because this sells out. So head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Gutter Guys.
The leaves are falling and chances are they will end up in your gutters. Here for some tips on keeping your gutters clean this season is Gutter Guys owner James Dennis. James, welcome. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing today?
Man, okay, so most important question, how often should I clean my gutters?
Well, as a general rule of thumb, because we live in Maryland and we have a lot of trees that drop debris both in the spring and in the fall, twice a year is a good number for most homeowners. Obviously, timing is a little bit more important than frequency, because if you clean your gutters and then all the leaves fall, that didn't really benefit you at all.
That's true. That's true.
But there's also some more reasons to get them cleaned more than twice a year. If you had like pine trees, just because they drop debris all year long, or if we had like some summer storms that are ripping healthy leaves off the trees, or even having different kind of trees in your yard would be a reason to have more frequent cleanings. For example, if you had a tree in your yard that dropped all of its debris in October, and then another one that waited until December, you might not want to wait that long before going with a cleaning, you know, especially during that time of the year where it's hurricane season.
You've described my backyard.
Yes.
And so how can you tell when your gutters are clogged?
Well, for homeowners that clean their own gutters, they just go up there and check. For us, we used to use an extension pole that had a camera on it so that we can tell if your gutters are clogged. I've even heard people nowadays that use drones to check if their gutters are clogged.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so, but for, you know, for the average homeowner that doesn't have any of that stuff, what I usually tell them to do is just wait till it rains. Go out there with an umbrella and a flashlight and check your gutters. Make sure the water's coming out of the downspout. If it's not coming out of the downspout, you probably need a cleaning. It's easy also to check the upper gutters. You know, you just want to take a look at it, and there could be a chance that water's overspilling the gutter. And if water's overspilling the gutter by a downspout, it's clogged.
Okay.
If you see water spilling anywhere by a downspout or away from a downspout, you might have another issue that a cleaning might not resolve that issue.
Now, can you give us some safety tips? Because I know I'm sure it can be pretty dangerous if you make the wrong moves, right?
The biggest safety tip I can give you is to never feel comfortable on the roof. It's just way too dangerous of a job, and that's typically how people get injured. Most people don't know about like the story of like Ken Hendricks, which was a billionaire roofer.
Wow.
He was on the top Forbes richest men list, and he just felt comfortable on his own roof, and it ended up being his demise.
Wow.
It's really important that we usually use a buddy system, just because if someone falls off the roof, they're not the person that's going to be able to get to a phone and call for help. You're going to need somebody else there. It's also important using the right type of ladder, because if you have like power lines around your house, if you use an aluminum ladder, that could cause an electrocution. So there's a lot of safety tips involved with this stuff. And if you don't feel comfortable, you just shouldn't be up there. If you're going up there and you get halfway up that ladder and you start shaking.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it.
It's time to start coming down.
So where can our viewers go for more information?
You can go to thegutterguys.com. We also have a local number of 410-687-7886.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us, okay?
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
All right, still ahead, if you're traveling this holiday, we know that your health and safety is top of mind. And now there's a new easy way to make sure the places you're going are clean. Coming up, the new seal of approval that you can look for. But first, if you're hosting this holiday season, we've got some time-saving tips and tricks for the kitchen. Stay tuned.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by KitchenAid.
The busy holiday season is almost upon us. Whether you're hosting 2 or 10, everyone could always use a little help in the kitchen. Here to share some tips to save you time in the kitchen this holiday season is New York Times best-selling author Dan Pelosi. Dan, why is entertaining during the holidays so stressful?
Well, you know, the holidays are famously the busiest time of the year. So whether you're hosting people at your house, you're being hosted at other people's houses, or if you're like me, you're doing a little bit of both, it's just straight up busy. So I'm here to give you some great tips to make it less stressful.
Okay, so what are your top 4 tips for taking the stress out of holiday entertaining?
Absolutely. So number 1, I think you need to empower yourself in the kitchen. Give yourself the tools that you need that are going to make cooking less stressful. I'm the cookie king, so I'm making cookies all season, and I'm obsessed with this KitchenAid cordless kitchen vacuum. So when I'm getting sprinkles all over the house, I can vacuum them up as I go. It makes cleaning a lot easier. Number 2, you really want to plan ahead. So buy your groceries, make your list, and then you can make parts of your recipe ahead of time. So for my fig-filled cookies, my cucci dati, I'm making the filling a couple days in advance using the cordless food chopper. It makes it so much easier. Number 3, declutter your space. The main cause of clutter in the kitchen is cords. When you have a cordless small appliance system, those cords are gone and you can keep moving, and you can also kind of move into different spaces that may not have an outlet for you to work in. It's a total dream. Speaking of moving different spaces, I want you to invite people to help you, right? Invite your kids, invite your partners, invite your guests. But you can take something like the small hand mixer over here and a bowl of frosting ingredients, ask them to go over to the kitchen table, go to the living room, make some frosting, frost some cookies. You can still hang out, but you have your kitchen space.
So Dan, were those all of the time-saving gadgets? Were those the gadgets? You have more?
No, we have more. So the KitchenAid Go cordless system has 6 different small appliances. We have the coffee grinder, we have the hand mixer, we have the personal blender, we have the vacuum, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. We have the hand mixer, and then we have the food chopper. The best part is that it is one battery for all of those appliances. So you're literally charging one battery, and then you're grabbing it, and you're clicking it in and out of the appliance and into the next one. So I can go from hand mixer to blender with ease.
As we wrap things up, where can our viewers go to get more information?
They can head to KitchenAid.com for all the information about the KitchenAid Go cordless system.
I love it, man. So give me some of those cookies. Send them to Mark Clark, okay?
Yeah. We already sent you some. They're coming soon.
Awesome. All right. Take care, buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, it was a cold start to the morning, but things are warming up. It's time now for your best weather in America with meteorologist Justin Chambers. Hey, JC.
Some of us last night saw some of the aurora borealis near our area. This is the strong geomagnetic storm that actually prompted some really cool pictures from South Carolina, as some folks saw some of that morning glow there in the overnight hours. So that's kind of rare for folks there in South Carolina. We have a better chance at seeing that here. Obviously, we're a little farther to the north. We're going to be slightly cooler as we head toward the afternoon today, even though our temperatures will still be in the above average category. And then warmer conditions continue on Tuesday. We're going to see some up and down numbers over the next few days, but overall a lot nice, pretty nice in terms of being outside. We're talking about mid 60s here as we take you into that 2 and 3 o'clock hour on your Monday afternoon. Typically we're in the lower 60s, so low to mid 60s across Carroll and Baltimore counties, 62 Perry Hall and White Marsh, mid 60s in Dundalk, right about 66 downtown Baltimore. And Howard and Anne Arundel counties will also see those 60s for Ellicott City and Elkridge, over through Glen Burnie and Pasadena, 64 in Annapolis for your high this afternoon. Overall, our temperatures are trending upwards, especially as we get into the next couple of days. And our leaf tracker is also looking pretty good, especially with some of those great fall colors right here in central Maryland along the Chesapeake and where we live in Baltimore. Western Maryland kind of past their peak. This is the up and downness that I was talking about with that temperature tracker through Friday. And notice we've slid below average as we head into this upcoming weekend. On our future scan, not tracking any rain, not till we get to Friday. So we'll have a couple of more dry days ahead of this next cold front. Tomorrow afternoon will be the warmer air. Then we're cooler on Wednesday. Another warm front moves in on Thursday. That'll warm us back up, bring us some more cloud cover again with some of that unsettled weather and that best chance for rain really coming on Friday. Here's that 10-day forecast for you. Getting into Veterans Day weekend, it will be cooler. Upper 50s on Saturday, mid 50s for the Ravens game Sunday, and we keep those 50s going into early next week.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Ecolab Science Certified.
With all the hustle and bustle of the holidays, one thing people should not have to worry about is the cleanliness of the places we visit. Joining us today is actress, entrepreneur, and mother of twins, Jamie Chung, who is joining forces with Ecolab to explain why everyone should look for the Ecolab Science Certified seal when out and about for the holidays. Jamie, welcome. How you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
So as a mom, why is cleanliness important to you?
Well, my kids are toddlers, and at this age, I mean, kids, they're so curious and they love touching things, which is a big reason why I pay extra attention to the cleanliness of the places that we visit. And with the holidays just around the corner, I'm going to be traveling with my family, dining out. And the last thing that I want to be worrying about is an establishment's cleaning practices. That's why I look for the Ecolab Science Certified seal, because I know when I'm with my family and I see that seal, I know that this location has taken extra steps to provide a scientific clean.
And where will we expect to see the Ecolab Science Certified program in action?
Well, the Ecolab Science Certified program addresses higher expectations for cleanliness and food safety. So some of the partners include grocery stores, hotels, restaurants, entertainment venues. More specifically, Sprouts, Famous Dave's, Lowe's Hotels, and even Topgolf are just a few of many businesses that are advancing cleaner and safer practices so that we can, enjoy moments with our family without having to worry.
And what does scientific clean mean?
Scientific clean requires three things. It requires science-based products and protocols, in-depth employee training, and periodic audits performed by highly trained Ecolab specialists that focus on food safety and public health. And with over 100 years of Ecolab's expertise, businesses that meet this rigorous criteria, they earn a Ecolab Science Certified seal, which then lets the public know that they are part of this program.
And how does this differ from the routine cleaning practices?
My gosh, I think there's a big difference. I mean, not only do you now have the transparency when you see the Ecolab Science Certified seal, you know what the program is all about, the rigorous criteria. But hopefully the next time you're out in public and you see the Ecolab Science Certified seal in a business, you know that business takes extra steps and pays more attention to their clean so that you don't have to and that you can have a peace of mind. There's over 22,000 locations in North America, and I know you're going to ask where else can we find this information, more information. You can find more information at sciencecertified.com as well as all the partners.
Definitely. So Jamie, thanks so much, okay?
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
You too.
All right, still ahead, a new warning about your cell phone, why experts say that you should never take it into the bathroom. All right, if you've ever taken your phone into the bathroom and scrolled social media while on the loo, you need to stop. Experts say there are two big reasons. First, you're exposing your phone to unnecessary bacteria. And two, apparently sitting on the toilet for longer than you actually need to can cause some hemorrhoids. Ugh. Okay, and we wanted you all to tell it. Have you ever used your phone in a bathroom? Right now, most of you saying, of course, duh, yes, that's the best place to take it. All right, we've got a great show lined up for tomorrow. Now, cats may not be as aloof as you think they are. A new study suggests they're rather expressive, especially with other felines. Coming up, just how many expressions cats can actually make.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at bemorelifestyletv@foxbaltimore.com.